We're going to bring him to the stage. I guess he must be thinking about what he's going to be presenting on Sunday. You know, may not know much about history or trigonometry, but when it comes to wanting to learn something about jazz, yes, indeedy. We tune in on Sundays, Roger, from 8 until midnight and get all the information you need. Bob said it perfectly. This is the man that is a walking encyclopedia when it comes to talking about the music. He takes that historical approach to the music, been doing it for over 30 years. Many of you seen him probably on public transportation carrying those bags around and making sure he had all his notes together and making sure that we know all that we need to know about this history of jazz. We can love it by listening to it, but you got to know its origin and where it comes from and all of that. So we go to school on Sundays from 8 to 12 by tuning into WRTI. It is my distinct pleasure to present the BEMA 2008 Jazz Award to, yes, indeedy, the Professor Harrison Ridley Jr.
Yes, indeedy. That's it, I'm going home. No. I just want to thank everybody for supporting the program, The Historical Approach to the Positive Music. This January will be 33 years on the air. And only missed 5 days, 5 Sundays. And it wasn't my fault. I have so much to say. I'm trying to abbreviate it because of this music I call American classical music. I remember when I was working at the Philadelphia school district, one lady, she didn't mean no harm. She was on the elevator and she said to me, "Since you know everything about jazz, why don't you get into some classical music?" I said, "I'm already into classical music." She said, "Who do you like?" I say, Duke Ellington, Louis Armstrong, Billie Holiday, Charlie Parker, Dizzy, I go on. And she said, "Oh," I say, "You have to look in the dictionary and define the word classic." Classic means near perfect art form that withstood the test of time. See? So don't be brainwashed. The Asians have classical music. The Africans, the Europeans we know, and the classical music in here in the United States is produced and developed by African Americans. We have so much to be thankful for. I teach 4 classes at college, 3 at Temple, 1 grad, 1 undergrad, and 1 for the senior citizens, and at Villanova undergrad. And we listen to all types of music by people of African descent. And I show them history as well as the culture. 20th century culture and the music has been influenced by people of African descent. So y'all give yourself a hand on that. I come from a family, a musical family, not far as musicians concerned, but there's always been music around the house. And every payday, my father will bring a record as a reward for his week's work. But a thing I remember, he brought Louis Jordan record, Is You Is or Is You Ain't My Baby. How do you remember that? And he come in the house, "Honey, I got a record by Louis Jordan." My mother said, "Hold it. Did you pay the rent?" And he said, "Yeah." He said, "Well, while we eating, you play Louis Jordan." It was 10 of us, including my mother and father's 12. I'm the oldest of 10. I got 6 sisters and 3 brothers. I was the one that sneaked down the basement and played the records. All you hear was the music and the heater going. I was down the basement. They call it a cellar then. Give another hand to my co-classmate. We graduated together, Pearl Williams. One thing I like about coming to WRTI, because I get a chance to talk to all of you. I average either 30, 40 phone calls, and it's like we're in somebody's living room or on the porch and run down some information. Some people think I know it all. I don't. When y'all call, I learn something. See? And we have to teach our youngsters about the music. Don't be selfish. Say, oh, this is my music of our time. Teach them. They need to know. I know I teach students that are 18, 19, 20, 21 years old, and you see the letters I get, the feedback I get. They didn't know certain things exist past hip-hop and rap. But I say Louis Jordan was one of the ones that knew how to rap. How many remember Louis Jordan? Yeah, brother beware, sister look out. You know, that's a rap song. I also want to thank Tony Williams. Every time I call him to give a talk in my class, he comes right through. And he plays the saxophone, and the students just love him. I gave him a package of 30 letters written by the students, how much they love Tony Williams and his way of showing how to play the alto sax and the history of it. Tony Williams is a educator himself, a retired public school teacher. He never got that teaching thing out of him. That's why he can teach. Also want to thank Elegant, Leon Mitchell. They come to my class. I wanted to show them that a married couple can stay together in this business. I want to thank all you musicians who call me, and when you call me, that's my mark. I want to thank all you elders who call me and say, that's right, Harrison, that's right. One thing, about 2 years after I was on the air, I was a little nervous, but an elderly lady called, and she says, is that you playing Ethel Waters? I said, yeah, Ethel Waters with the Duke Ellington's band. She said, and she was 87 at that time. It was 1980. She said, I never thought I would see a day that a colored man play colored music and know what he's talking about. Tears came down my eyes because she was in her late 80s. See, if you know what I mean. She finally lived to see one. So that sticks with me all the time, and I say that a million times, but that was one of the things that kept me on the air. One thing kept me on the air, one of the callers called up and said, you playing 4 hours of Billie Holiday? I said, yeah. He said, don't you ever get off that station. So we get a lot of calls like that, and a lot of times, I can tell you the truth, I'm human. Some Sundays it'll be snowing, and I'm just dragging my feet in the studio. But as soon as I sit down, open the mic, put the record on, it's like summertime outside. And I just want to thank all of you.